Good morning and welcome to the land of broken dreams and broken saws. So, this morning, this is a brand new chain. We're going to talk about getting the gullet and chisel chains. See if we can get that in. Nice view there. This is dull, but separates chisel chain is that corner right there. Some people call it square ground. Corner right there. Anyhow, so the gullet on a round file chain is that little peak right there. On a round file chain, that'd be kind of a lump in the grind, and or well, the file, I guess. I don't think I have any round file chains around here. If I do, they're buried deep in the pit. So we're going to show you how I grind chains without having to mess with that every time. Now, to be clear, I don't not hit it, but about halfway through the chain life, when it gets back into, when the tooth gets into be about that long or so, I'll come back and knock it off with the horrible fright Chicago dyslexic chain grinder, and I'll set it up and you know, just run through them real quick, but I don't do it very often. Anyhow, I'm trying to make this. I did a video a while ago. It turned out kind of poor about chain grinders and stuff, so I'm trying to do a little better job. Although I don't have like the world's greatest camera gear, or well, any camera gear for that matter. So it's gonna be handheld smell phone. Anyhow, this is a Simington model 450. Notice there's not even a letter on there. This is a 12 volt version. So we got, follow our wires over, we got, oh, dog hurt himself again. Battery charger, there's somewhere back there is a 12 volt, like, oh, it fell down, that's good for it. It's not a fire hazard or anything. It's 12 volt, I think it's off a train, like a model train. Anyhow, throw that in there for now. Fix that real quick, because we don't need a fire today. Okay, and it's about noon o'clock here, 1 o'clock, and that's how high the sun gets. So, anyhow, we got the Simington Model 450. We don't have, let's see if we can zoom out a little bit. We don't have an adjustable arm on here. The newer models have like a slope and a bar, like a threaded nut here that changes where this wheel sits. This one has two options, not good and really bad. And then you got this dresses the top plate of your grinding wheel, and this dresses the side plate. And then how I go about where I don't have to mess with my gullets very often is that you get it set up as close to that factory grind as possible as far as the depth goes, and that takes out most of the part of the gullet that's going to hit. So if you line it up straight, so we can get, there we go. You can see that the Raker itself, the Rider depth gauge, comes out quite a ways, and the side plate of the tooth, the part that's actually stepped down, is in line with it. So you're never going to cut deeper than that anyways. So the trick is to take as much of, where are we at, this little lumpy thing here, as you can, because it does come up at an angle with the grinding wheel, so you don't have to mess with it. And they say that it messes up how many chips can get packed in there and all that stuff, but in reality, it's not too big a deal until you get about halfway down your tooth and you got a big old hook hanging down there, and then it kind of binds things up. It's not really an issue. So, without further ado, I've modified this one. It used to be just a straight cord, on-off switch, and then you follow it over. This one, it's got these alligator clippy looking things, one here and the red one's there. And you just switch them on your battery. But that's kind of a pain and a total mess. But you take just a regular, so you can get the part number on there for you. It's upside down, but you'll get over it. Just a 3-way switch. Or actually it's 2-way. So you got one, you'll have 6 wires on there. These are, the 2 middle ones are inputs, the 2 outside ones. Is that right? Are the way you switch your direction, you just cross your wires over, essentially. So you have positive, negative, and then through the switch it goes positive or negative, and then you switch it and it just changes. So it's pretty basic. Is that right? You get input, then you get an output here. Yeah, anyways, you'll figure it out. So then you got a light that hangs out up here. So on the wheel, you got 50 gauge chain and 63 gauge chains. 063, that's 0.063 inches, or 63 thousandths of an inch. Yeah. We're not using the metric system. Anyhow, let's see which direction this bastard's going. That's going good. Now we'll go around the other side here. So something else I've done. Took a piece of just banding material, the metal banding material you find on like pallet stock. And because these, as you pull them through, they don't quite line up sometimes. So as you try to locate your chain, it'll do weird stuff. So I just made a little slot. God, this is hard to do through the camera. Anyhow, something like that. And all it does is just keep pressure on it, so that the finger's always going, pushing that way. So as you rotate it over, it indexes properly. The newer models have a different system. You can still, last I know, you can still get these parts. So they do wear out. The bottom side there, see, it's all goofy. And then you'll notice they're different. Kinda. So kind of, the whole thing's not very accurate. The newer versions are way better. And the motor's adjustable. I think this one is. I just never have. You can adjust the arm here. I think you can adjust the angle, the dangle. Then you have, of course, your wear depth stuff. This one's a fairly new chain, so we'll back it off a ways. And a little too far. So when it's off, you can kind of just real lightly get in there and get it pretty close. So then these are your side plate adjustments, and they both kind of work in tandem together. So adjust one, you can adjust the other. So see, it stops now. Pretty cool, huh? Cool. So now we're gonna dress it. And dress it, you just got these little wing nuts right there, and that's all they do is hit right against the wheel and they grind the wheel back. See, I'm getting down to a nub on this wheel. Getting down to a nub on a lot of things right now, but we won't get into that. And so what I'll do is I'll adjust the top side first, and because you don't take nearly as much meat off there. If you want to get rid of all that black stain that's on there, and that makes life a lot better. On the subject of grinding wheels, if If you can find the pink ones, the salmon ones by a company called Radiac or Pacific Grinding Wheel, they're the ones to go with. But they're really hard to find, and I'm not even sure if they make the pink ones anymore. Pacific Grinding Wheel was the company that made these wheels many years ago, but they went out of business, and a company called Radiac bought them out. The reason I know this is because I drive by the factory on a regular basis. However, these white ones are pretty good. They're really fine. They're a little tougher than some of the other ones I've used. These, the blue ones, are garbage. They're way too fine. They just load up almost instantly. The gray ones are too soft to do any good. And they got kind of a brownish black one. Black, maybe? I don't know. I haven't tried that one yet. Anyhow, not messing around. Oh, that's in the way. So, see, it's not real loud. And just little turns. You don't want to take a big old wet bite out of it. So it will not be pretty. That looks pretty good. If we can get to focus, that's all we're gonna get. So now we come over this side and take a little off. So it's really easy to get this side plate here. Turn this off. This piece, come on. The side cutting side, too small. Do as I say, not as I do, right? Come on, focus. This bit here can be too short, so it doesn't get it down into that gullet that everybody talks about. And there's a guy bucking. He's a good guy, but he's mostly talking about round file, and that's something that people seem to forget. Anyhow, so what we'll do, try the bottom of the chain and pull on it a little bit, and try to get aim lined up here. Okay. I'm going to try to do this one-handed, which is not wise or smart. Bring it in. Okay, see how it doesn't quite line up? The camera's hard to say. So, hard to see, I should say. We'll bring the backside in a little bit. See how that's taken off most of the gullet? We can go a little bit more. That one's not a real good tooth. Back that off a little bit, and then bring the back in a little bit. That looks pretty good. Hopefully you guys caught all that. Anyhow, we'll do another tooth real quick. So you just run it through, pull it back. This thing ain't got a whole lot of power. That little bit of chrome just peels right off. Pretty cool, huh? Just like that. I'm taking little bites of this. This is a brand new chain, like I said, so the angles change on it. Anyhow. Once you're set, you just rock right through the whole bloody thing. Pretty skookum, right? Now the adverse to this is using a file. They got a special file for doing these chisel teeth. They take a little practice, but they work pretty good. Can arguably get sharper. Yeah. The dog just came and checked on me. So anyhow, that's a Simington. Now the newer models are honestly better. They got a 110 motor on them. These came with a 110 motor as well, but you know, a deal's a deal. So then, as far as the open jug oil, use this one. Using the old Chicago Eclectic. Let me do it again. I'll turn it over this way so you can see what I'm doing. To get the gullets, and it's really not even a gullet, but this one isn't bad yet. We're going to use it as an example, though. It's like another, I don't know, 16th, 1/8 of an inch to go before I need to worry about that. There's going to be people who disagree with me, and frankly, I don't care. But just so you guys can see, now what I would normally suggest. What's going on here? So you got your angles here. This one is so cheesy that it's about, I think, 7 degrees or 11 degrees off to be centered. You know, it was a gift, so I can't gripe too much. But you throw it down the thing there. You get this goofy little locky deal. It's on splines. You can move it. Now you're supposed to use it to actually like lock the chain in place so that you can't move it while you're turning it, but safety and all that stuff. But I will do it this time because I'm doing it one-handed. But normally, no. It has to come in here just like grinding a regular chain. That needs to come back a little ways. Ain't no different than grinding a round chain. So, fire it up. Take it out. That's all you gotta do. Ain't nothing special about it. And then, we're hitting the Rakers. You got the little adjustment thing on the bottom there. Like I said, this one's off like 7 degrees. I would, if it was a better machine, I'd set it to 0, but it's not. So, not right in there. I think it's 9 degrees. Okay. Turn that up all the way. Undo that guy. Back this off a long ways. Long ways more. Jack that one up a little bit more. Tighten that down. like that. Grab the next tooth. Around you go. Now, you should check it before, and I have somewhere over here. Normally I check them up here on this cut off piece of bar. It's because there's more room. This is the Oregon version. Gone forever. So, just like using these for the file, you set these up there, and they should be flush to the top. They're not, take more off. This chain hasn't been sharpened yet, so I'm not even going to mess with it. Oh, come on. Don't be a dick. I might have to put you guys down for a second here. Your breath smells bad and you're short. Does that work? So, set it on the bar. And actually, see, so the bar is actually a better thing for this, because that's only just a little bit tall. So, looks like I did a pretty good job last time. Now, on this chain, this particular chain's the full complement, otherwise known as a full comp chain. It's running on a 461, 32-inch bar, and that, for a full comp chain, there's a lot of teeth to drag around, so I run these a little bit on the light side. But that is all. So, one last note on... What in the hell is that? On these wheels, your angles on here don't coincide really with what the tooth ends up being. It's an opposite thing. Your tooth is exact opposite what your wheel's going to be. But your tooth, as you can see, isn't sitting level. Now, it doesn't particularly matter where this is as far as rotation to the... It's round. There's a bigger groove on this side than there's on this side, but this outside diameter is, well, at least it was at one time, round. So, and this hole is centered. So it's not going to affect anything. It's just a location type deal. So, but since your tooth is at an angle, and you're coming in at an angle, see, you're not even on center line of the grinding wheel. Things get a little goofy here. So whatever you think the angle should be up here, or even over here, doesn't match anything as far as if you put like a protractor or a compass on here and went, you know, doodly-doo with the jazz hands. It don't mean anything. So a lot of it is guessing by golly. On the newer models, I think they have hash marks like this here that you can get a little better orientation to, but don't quote me on that, because I'm cheap and I buy old junk that nobody else wants. Anyhow, those who have stuck around this long in the video, this is my forge. That's the Geordie dog. It's kind of a doofus. I haven't been making videos a lot lately because I've been driving log truck for another outfit for a month or two, and probably have another month to go on that. So hopefully I can get back in the woods sooner than later. Keep making videos for you guys. But yeah, good times. Y'all have a good day.